Hey everybody, I decided I was going to make a short little video on my Polarstar AUG about the backstory behind it and how I did it. It's really cool how it works in here, and y'all can do it for yourself. So this gun started off as a Marui AUG high cycle, as you can see by the body. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these guns around. They're great CQB guns, okay for outdoors. The accuracy struggles a little bit outside, but it's okay. But since National Airsoft is semi-only, I worked my trigger contacts way too hard, and they burned out. And since I kind of suck at doing electronic repairs and conversions, I decided I'm going to make it HPA. I know Bingo Airsoft Customs has done the Fusion Engine one before. This one is with an F1 unit, so I could just put it in the gearbox shell and just shove it in there. So it'd be a little bit easier. But those Fusion Engine conversions are the only other HPA AUGs that I know of. And, but Polarstar was able to hook me up with an AUG nozzle. Thanks a lot to Rod Rambo, the customer service guy I emailed with. He was a pleasure to work with. He sent me, we had a couple emails back and forth figuring out which nozzle and which wires I could get. So thanks a lot, Polarstar. Great customer service. But anyways, on the outside, the gun has no real modifications except for the hole drilled for the airline to exit out. And on the inside, to make the gun actually work, I had to put micro switches, which I'm going to show you later. And this gun also, I've also equipped it with a Mad Bull 363mm barrel, which is the same length as an M4 barrel, but this gun is like super short. It's a lot shorter than an M4. And I also have a Maple Leaf 70-degree blue bucking in here, and that shoots just fine. I can get like 310 FPS on 2.5s at 70 PSI. 70 PSI. That is amazing. And since I have a 4,500 PSI tank, I have one of the Ninja SL77 tanks, it lasts a long time. I can use this gun probably 3 days and not have to get drop by the scuba shop to get it refilled. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and get on the inside, and I'll show you what it's like on the inside. Okay, so here is the, where most of the modifications had to be done, or all of them. As you can see right here, I have micro switches. Now what these micro switches do is one of them, let's see if I can, there we go, one of them, this one is my semi switch and this one is my auto switch. And I was able to retain the dual stage trigger like this half pull, semi full pull auto, even though it does have a semi only lockout. The way I did it the exact same way Bingo Airsoft Customs did it, because this build was inspired from his build. This one right here is wired to be normally closed, so the switch is technically open when the physical switch is closed, if that makes any sense. So when I pull the trigger, you can hear it click. That click right there, that's when it actually gets triggered and the electronic signals do their thing and it goes to the FCU. The same thing for this switch, except it's wired to be normally open physically. And when I pull it all the way back, you can hear there's the semi switch and there's the auto switch. So I can do semi all day, or I could do full auto. And the semi, the response is much better than the original AUG. It's very good, and once you get in a rhythm, you can shoot it really fast, which I really like. As for the upper, I didn't have to do any mods at all. Take the barrel out. I didn't have to do any mods at all. Can't really see it in there, but I do have that blue bucking in there. This Mad Bull barrel is great. It comes right up to the end of the flash hider. I'm using maximum potential here. I'm not putting a suppressor on it, because it's already super quiet, and I don't want to spend 40 bucks on something that's just for looks. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the actual guts of the gun. But before I do that, I'm going to have to put this back on, and I'm going to do it off camera because, as you can see, there are wires in there, and that is not fun. So, I'll do it off camera, and I'll be back. Okay, now that I've gotten the top part back on, the upper receiver, which is a pain in the butt because there's a bunch of wires going everywhere in there. I'm not going to show you, actually first, you can see right here, let's see if I can get my lamp down low enough, but you can see the wires up in there. There's some wires running along the mag well, so I can run all the way to the back. But now I'm going to show you the rear, the stock, where a lot of the stuff happens. Here's my FCU and battery. You can use a much bigger battery than like a buffer tube battery. And here's your FCU. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this guy. I'm going to remove the rear plate and show you guys how this thing is put together. So just remove the rear screw. I only have one of these screws for some reason. I couldn't find the other ones, which is not good. The other one, because there's supposed to be two, I only have one, but it works. It stays in place. You can see my wiring harness just comes out the back, and you can see the gearbox shell form fit in there. I guess I'll take it out a little bit. I don't want to take it out all the way because it is an involved process, including lots of shoving air hoses through holes. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. There's the gearbox shell. I don't want to take it all the way out because it's a pain in the butt. I don't want to hurt my airline in a video, which would not be good. Now, getting it back in is just a matter of aligning it with the hop up and getting it right there. But you can see all I had to do was put in the F1 unit into the gearbox shell with the proper nozzle. And then to actually replace the trigger board unit, I didn't use the V3 trigger board like Polarstar said you could. Instead, I used a Bingo Airsoft Customs circuit board kit. I didn't use the micro switches in that kit, but I used the circuit board, obviously. And that works wonderfully. Yeah, you just plug everything in. I ordered these leads from Polarstar, and they plugged in and worked just fine. And it's very easy to take, do some basic maintenance by cleaning out the gearbox. You can just pull out enough and you can clean off the nozzle if there's anything on there. There's plenty of room in the stock for the FCU and battery, which is very nice. It's very easy to do this. I mean, you can pretty much see how I did it from this video. You can come talk to me in person at Nashville Airsoft if you see a person with a Polarstar AUG. That's me. You can talk to me in person if you wanted to build one or have me build you one. I could do that. Obviously, there's lots of time restrictions because I'm in school and I can't like do international orders or anything. Mostly just local. And getting it back in is just a matter of lining up the screw holes. This gun shoots wonderfully. Just like any other of the inline systems though, like the Jack and the F1 specifically. Let's see if I can get it plugged in without shaking my hands everywhere. You have to have a really high DP to actually get any good volume down the barrel. Let's see. I have mine set to like 90. You can hear the solenoid clicking. I have my red fire set to really high. Because I don't really use full auto that much. I just kind of do it for fun. But yeah, this has been my video about my Polarstar AUG. Put any questions in the comments or come talk to me at Nashville Airsoft. I'm usually going to be there on most Saturdays. Saturdays or Sundays. And shout out to my friend Rod Rambo at Polarstar Airsoft. Thanks a lot. Thanks to Rudy at Bingo Airsoft Customs for the circuit board. And thanks for Polarstar and Marui for making great products. And when I put them together, I can make something even greater. Thanks for watching.